carried away. Don't go too hard at the man. The focus is the footy.
Neil Danaher with us tonight as well. MCC members, chockers, pushing 90. Ray Chamberlain, Robert Finley and Jacob Mollison in charge. We're underway in this Friday night final. It wasn't the best bounce to start it off. Brayshaw and Harms, two of their best midfielders in the middle. Opportunity here for Geelong to just go with a little ball along the ground. Sailing with his head over the footy. Dangerfield came in and won the hard one. Taken away by another hard nut in Harms. Harms a high ball. Good punch away Henderson. Got it between the interchange gates. And this will be like last night, full of intensity, Lingy.
James Harms going to Joel Selwood. We wondered who the matchup would be. Harms has gone straight to the Geelong skipper. Does not want the Geelong champ to have any influence early on.
Gorn and Abbott, read by Duncan, cut off by Neil Bullen. Didn't quite get control of it, then held Buse up, gets another stoppage.
And the much-anticipated return of Jack Viney, and he started on the bench, boys. They went with Brayshaw, Oliver and Harms, as you mentioned, in the middle.
And Daisy on that boundary line. Oliver with those beautiful hands to Brayshaw. They have combined so brilliantly in the second half of the year. Henderson reads it well.
Gary Ablett, the deepest forward for the Cats. One out inside 50 with Neville Jetta on him.
So Henderson plays it down the line.
Holding, Geelong.
And Selwood gets a free. So the two captains together there, Selwood and Jones, and then Selwood to Dangerfield, and he's got some time and space, and he kicks it too far for Ablett, actually, and this is a poor kick. I think he
had a little bit of pressure on him, but he had time to deliver the ball better than that.
So Lingy talked about the one-out situation, but Jetta in the box seat there.
Jetta playing on here, down the line. Max Gawn the target. Wiedemann at the back, the big hands. Gee, that'll do him the world of good. The confidence he would have generated out of that duck.
Yeah, they've loved the way he attacks the footy, because that's what he does, BT. Jumps at it.
Aggressive hands in the air, like Tom McDonald then. Off hands, here it comes to Buse. Fast hands, heavy and high tackle. But that's okay from Melksham, because that means they mean business.
Don't think it should have been a free kick either. Ducked into that one.
Duncan's got the free.
Straight to him.
It was a good, aggressive, and worth giving a kick away in that part of the ground, I reckon. So Mitch Duncan here, the recipient. Slides it into the man on the mark, and Neil Bullen. Melksham had another go. Buse had to butter it up. Neil Bullen held it to his chest.
My ball, go through, Jake.
Ray Chamberlain blows the whistle.
Ruckman, Max.
So Duncan a little rattled from that tackle that Brian had talked about, kicking into the man on the mark. Selwood, good hands. Kelly.
Holding Geelong. Dream on the ground.
So a couple of free kicks to the captain. One against Jones, one against Harms. They will get in his face. We know that, and he'll love it. He'll just thrive on that.
Won't bother him.
No. So Selwood again, they kicked that ball down the line, only about a 40-metre kick. Kelly a target. Menengola kept his hands free. That is a brilliant handball to Duncan. Now Parfitt had to release, he does. Ablett, first real good look. It's not coming back, but he does score first. The only player that played the last time these two played in a final. You were there, Lingy, alongside of him, weren't you?
Yes, he kicked 3 goals that night. He had a lot more hair that night. I think you might have kicked 2 that night yourself. Thanks, Wayne. Glad you remembered that one.
Boy, Mutual Admiration Society. Salem, little ball sliding to Hibberd. 2 of their best kickers involved here, Melbourne. They've looked better since Hibberd's back in the side, no doubt about it. Brayshaw almost deliberately knocked it down to Melksham then, I reckon. Around the corner, Melksham gained good ground. Buse doing a good job in defence. Sold a little bit of hand candy, and the drilling ball won't hit the target. Blitzarves did well to spoil it. Through they come. Gee, it was aggressive from Vandenberg, wasn't it? But Blitzarves was equal to the task. Been in good form, Mark Blitzarves.
His ability, second efforts is such a key, aren't they? Wonderful athlete, as we know. So Brayshaw coughed it up. Dangerfield off a step. Jetta did well. He just kept Ablett out of the contest. Hawkins got caught underneath. Frost, who's been talked a lot about pre-match and the role he'll play, asks a fair bit of Jones. Well done, Henry. Buse has been important early. Lovely weighted handball. Menengola, well, he sprayed it a bit. Ablett trying to get onto it, and Geelong doing the attacking.
Yeah, I think they've just sprayed a couple of kicks going inside 50. If they had a little bit more composure, could have had a couple of shots on goal.
Because it's been completely on Geelong's terms early, but it hasn't hurt at all on the scoreboard because of that.
Gawn arrives late with Hawkins knocked down. Dangerfield there. Gawn doing his own work. Bad bounce for Henderson. Spargo, sharp hands. Jones knew he had to get rid of it. Gee, that was good play. Well done. Little one around the corner here from McDonald. Now Melcham. No one to really go. It was a 2-on-1 against Petrarca. So that's why he didn't go there. All the numbers are back inside the corridor. Here comes an opportunity. Neil Bullen got it to Wiedemann. Wiedemann back. Melcham flat-footed. Had to knock it away from Guthrie. They're away, the Cats. Duncan, explosive. Ablett on the charge. Mark down low. Look at them run past. All have gone. He wheels and goes here, Ablett. Wants it long and high. Dangerfield is there. Guthrie on the side. No winner in the air. Melbourne with the numbers out the back door with Salem.
Another great example of Max Gawn getting back into that hole.
So important. He's been doing it in the back half of the year, hasn't he? Vandenberg, now it opens up for the D's. Petrarca from Brayshaw. Now Petrarca's got some time to think about this. He's a long kick. That kick to full forward's a beauty. McDonald. And that's what Geelong hasn't been able to do.
No, it's that kick inside forward 50. Duck just spoke about it a couple of minutes ago. Geelong have gone a couple of times and just blazed away with their kicks. It was clever here by Petrarca. Lowered the eyes, put it to McDonald's advantage. Nice kick.
And started with Gawn getting back into that hole. He doesn't get the mark, but what he does, that ball comes to ground. Melbourne able to swoop.
It's in good hands. Have a look at that set shot record. It's impressive, isn't it? 3 out of 4 basically he's able to dob. It's a testing kick. The nerves jangle a bit at this time. It's a good kick. It's just the right start. He's closing in on 50, Big Tom. So it was a counterpunch, and you were right, Wayne. I mean, Gawn's ability to get back into the contest.
He got back there so quick because it was fast movement from the Cats, but so often we see it in the modern game where a side dominates, they get inside 50s, don't use it correctly, and the other team goes to the other end, and the game has opened up for them, and they get space.
Have a look at the excitement on McDonald, trying to pump up his team and generate the enthusiasm. The crowd will do it for you, there's no doubt about that, but the players are going to be involved in it as well. So back in the middle, Melbourne first. Gawn, the dominant ruckman in the competition this year. Can he win the Brownlow? Brayshaw been superb. Got it around the corner to Lewis. Lewis the dribbler. Tui the chaser. Spargo right on his tail. Worried him a little. Wiedemann fed it to Viney. Viney back to Spargo. Here go Melbourne again. Inside 50, McDonald couldn't get a hand on it. Well done, Blitzarf. Stewart had to go. Took him on. Ball knocked out in the tackle. Vandenberg's there. Tyson's there. Blitzarf's got him in the tackle. It's the clever Oliver. Back to Wiedemann. Melbourne under enormous pressure. Geelong fronting them. Well done, the Cats.
Great call, BT, and Stewart had just to bang it away and give some time and space. It's coming back, though. Frost to Fritz. He's a lefty, so he changes direction. It was a little teasy. Henry was never going to get there. Brayshaw started well. So the D's after the Cats had a bit of it early. Oscar McDonald. Now Tyson, long ball, hard ball to mark. McDonald did it. He slipped Blitzarves. Slipped him.
He did. He just wanted the footy more. And Blitzarves made the mistake of worrying where McDonald was rather than attack the footy. And McDonald just had eyes for one thing and one thing only. This is a good lesson. Look at that. Just ran straight past everyone and took the mark.
Brilliant kick from Tyson to the advantage side of him as well.
Yeah, that's a good mark. Good start from McDonald.
And he's got the confidence, Wayne, of having dobbed the last. This is a tougher kick, sure, but 50 goals for the season if he kicks this. And always to the skinny side. It's been a while since a D kicked 50 in a year.
Angus Brayshaw already important for Melbourne. 5 touches, a couple of those contested, but he also works hard to the outside, Angus Brayshaw.
3
terrific season
on the bench there for the Cats. In front is Lewis, marking the kick in directly. So Melbourne holding it at their end. This will suit them naturally. Lewis sends it high. Gawn, a big opportunity here. Gawn, a big opportunity.
Brilliant play, Maxi Gawn, and well done by Melbourne. They set that up perfectly. They knew Gawn was coming then. The kick was perfectly put to him.
This is the exact spot, Lingy.
A little bit closer
He
than round
marked it.
one, I reckon.
You reckon?
Just slightly, yeah.
Pretty similar.
Watch him here. He tracked that down. No key, tall Geelong defender really engaged him at all. The ruckman was nowhere near him. Well done by Max Gawn.
So just a touch closer, 20 metres gone than the one he missed, and there it is, nicely done. Crowd rises one.
Well, I reckon the early pattern is how dangerous Melbourne are going to be forward 50 here tonight.
Oh yeah, the way they have used the footy in comparison, Lingy, that's just been the difference. As simple as that. And Gawn, as we mentioned earlier, even though he didn't mark that one down back, he's prepared to push down back and then push forward and got the mismatch abused.
He knows how important the start was, Max Gawn, nailing that one for his own confidence, certainly for the fans' confidence, but for his entire team. They believe now. Forget about finals experience. They've settled into this game nicely.
Blitzarv's in the ruck now. Oliver held on to.
Holding, Melbourne.
Geelong have got to be careful here, Lingy. Next 5 minutes, this can get away
There
quickly.
you are. Time back on. Hold. Thank you, Scott.
Number one
Play
centre
on.
clearance team in the comp at Melbourne.
And Oliver goes very, very long. And, big fly from Hannon, unable to. Crunching tackle high, free kick.
Second tackle was high. The second tackle was high, not your one. Hold
So
there.
Selwood, the recipient of the third free kick in the opening term. He goes down the middle. Hawkins unable really to impose himself early. Hasn't really had a chance or two. It's on Melbourne's terms at the moment. He's holding the ball, Tyson. Guthrie got him down.
Geelong. Out, Jack. Hold on. Play on.
So Guthrie from the centre square goes wide. Not a good kick, Hibbard. Blitzar's made some good ground. Tries to work it in front of him and Scott Selwood. Scott Selwood threw it away. He's gone.
Rowe, Melbourne, Christian Salem.
Salem ball, half back. Been good, the control, composed attitude that Melbourne have so far shown in this game. That kick not his best. Kelly was there, with the drawing handball to, as mentioned, Hughes, who's been pretty good in these opening few minutes of the game. Couple of guns, the best, and a massive crowd, around about 90,000 in the house here. Through traffic, Harms, long ball, under pressure again here. Henderson, no mark. Petrarca got a piece of it, said the umpire. Vandenberg there. Petrarca, the giver, gave it out wide. Vandenberg's man hits the deck. Oliver comes, gets rid of Tui. No, Tui got him. Kolajasny, caught by Spargo. Bullen under real pressure. Harms, what a pickup. Little bit of foot candy that it was covered by Selwood. And a high ball across the face. Melbourne showing great form deep inside their 50.
Terrific pressure. Selwood was important there. He was able to do one thing and then do another thing with Harms. It made a difference. He started well, Joel, but they are really on the back foot here, Geelong.
They are. And it's on the back of the clearances. Max Gawn starting to have an influence. Melbourne up 6-2 in that area.
They've worked this well, though, the Cats. Hawkins gets involved for the first real time. Duncan being busy early. Cats everywhere. Menegola should have left it for Murdoch. Where was the talk there? Viney.
Pushing it back.
I reckon Murdoch should have called him in, Bruce.
That's a big mistake, isn't it?
No.
Yeah, either way.
It's the number one rule, though. You call the bloke who's coming back with the flight into it because he doesn't know what's coming.
Exactly right.
It was indeed. Hibbard wide, 2-on-1. Tom McDonald, what about this? Beating the 2-on-1 of those. Harry Taylor, the other one was O'Connor. Now the ball in the hands of Hannon, back into the side for Melbourne. Petrarca wants it boundary side. Hannon said no, not while we're going this good. Spargo marks, they all drop off him. Look at him thread the needle. Harms the marker, same spot as Gawn.
Mark from McDonald, BT, down the line. Just so important, those marks down the line. Contested mark, the game opens up, and then just beautiful ball use.
Melbourne's ball use is cutting them to ribbons at the moment. Kicking efficiency nearly 70%. Compare that to Geelong going at 47% by foot. They are all over them with their ball use.
Just 13 goals for the year, but he's been a damaging player. Brendan McCartney's had a lot to do with his year as one of the assistant coaches. Harms kicks Melbourne's third goal.
And when you're playing a tagging role and you're on one of the absolute guns, that's what you try to do, Lingy. You try to push forward, put them under pressure, make them defend as well as attack, and that's what Harms did there and gets a goal. Selwood started well, but all of a sudden Harms kicked the goal.
So he's got his nose in front.
Yep.
Look at that massive crowd, MCC members right to the back row. Top left corner there is the normal part that would be empty on grand final day, Bruce. 1,000 or two short. Full today.
What do you reckon, BT?
Yeah, well, it's in the 90s.
So Melbourne with the fast start after Geelong controlled the first 4, 5, 6 minutes.
And Chris Scott's thrown the challenge to his big three. Ablett, Selwood, Dangerfield in this centre bounce. Get the ball and the game back on their terms.
Abbott got over Wiedemann, but Harms read it best. So D's again get forward 50. They've been so dangerous here. And Hannon just rushed it, didn't he? He had some time. He was on the right side and just blew it. But every time they've been getting forward 50, you feel like they're going to score, whereas at the other end, Geelong have not been able to take advantage of their entry. So the Cats certainly need a goal. They need some steady work here. Dangerfield can't get clear.
Come on.
Fritsch holds him up. He's been a good first-year player.
You both died on it, guys. Can't split that. Thanks, Bailey.
Good
Sam,
conditions.
Ryan.
Perfect.
Beautiful conditions, Bruce. Been a sunny day in Melbourne. Ablett dragged to ground. Buse again. He's involved in everything at the moment. Buse, that came off the shin of Nathan Jones. And they are doing everything possible to lock it in their end of the ground.
The inside 50 count was 5-0 Geelong's way. It's now 9-6 Melbourne's way. They are all over them. Danger time.
Centre clearance is 4-zip Melbourne's way as well.
Ablett tackled, thrown to the ground. Umpire said it was knocked out in the tackle. They are 13-1 Melbourne when they score 100+ points in a game. And Dangerfield now on the half-back line. High footy. Jordan Lewis has got to stand. Oh, boy, I think he felt the contact coming before it came. And he's very lucky to receive the free there. Lewis goes back inside to Jones. Jones wanted to go. And Geelong have got just about every number behind the footy here at the moment. Dangerfield rises above Brayshaw. Can he ignite them? Do something special. Short ball inside finds Abbott. Abbott slow to move it. Another short one, Murdoch.
So every Melbourne player's touched the footy, had a disposal. 8 Cats haven't got their hands on it yet. Murdoch's gone. So 10 of the last 11 inside 50s for the D's. Oscar McDonald just overcooked the kick, and Stewart with Melchin. Good match up that. So Murdoch, I guess he was trying to break the line. What was he thinking here?
You haven't got that much time.
No.
Not in a final. I love the fact he wanted to take it on initially, but then he had to kick it.
Abbott works to the front. And Dangerfield, Brayshaw with him, Ablett getting down and dirty, just doesn't quite get it away. Tyson, Selwood, heard the call. Melbourne got the wall up though. Gee, Henry beat about 4 of them to it. Now he's got to buy some time. They've got to think their way through it till he's gone. Not gone apparently. And now Henry. Cute little kick to Parfitt. They've got to wait for the troops.
Yeah, they have to. Parfitt kicks it sideways, trying to buy a little bit of time for Menegola. He marks. It was really well done by Henry and Parfitt in the middle. Menegola now. Here comes Hawkins over the back. Mark taken Fritsch. And he, along with Max Gawn, have been their 2 big intercept markers in the last half of the year. Salem. Very confident when the ball is in his hands. That's not his best, though. Buse again, firing the handball to Henderson. Good little ball, Parfitt. Salem got him late. There'll be no 50.
Mark's here.
So Brendan Parfitt will line up and Geelong are in desperate need of a goal just to steady things down.
15 gone.
So he'll use the full 30. He's got a kick that's going to require a little bit of left to right work. Pretty accurate with the set shots as a general rule. Hasn't had a lot of them though. Good starting position. Didn't bend the way he'd hoped. Off hands, little opportunity. Menzel. And another behind.
Melbourne quick to get it out. It was Brayshaw or Wiedemann. Wiedemann started well, hasn't he? Jeddah quickly. Salem left-footed, so he's squeezed up. He asked a lot of Brayshaw. That was good by Murdoch.
All the key areas at the moment, Melbourne winning those, Lingy. Contested possessions, centre clearances.
So a lot for the Cats to work on here.
Even out tackling them.
Gawn probably won it. Selwood, Dangerfield, Guthrie. They're in a phone booth at the moment. Back to Duncan, probing kick. Fritz couldn't quite stick that. Frost had to go off the ground. It ricochets away. Scott Selwood barging, not happening. Ablett puts a pretty good tackle on. And they get a stoppage in the forward 50.
It should be no surprise, though. Melbourne have ranked #1 in all of those areas for the whole home and away, so they've just followed that up tonight.
Gawn safely to the boundary. Salem between the ball and the boundary. We'll throw it in. Geelong, just a little opportunity to lock it in there. 65% of the quarter has spent the ball in forward half of Melbourne. So this will just relieve things a little. Hawkins and Gawn doing the ruck work here. Brick wall tackle there. Fast handball come to Harms. Couldn't handle it. Gawn to Brayshaw. Needs Clean's hand. Ground level. Did well. Jones. The little tap on. Duncan goes down. Picked up by Murdoch. On his left. Wheels around. Here comes Menzel. Gawn, who loves getting back in that hole. 26 intercept marks in the last 9 games, and he is the man that's set, I reckon, to stop Hawkins in that spot tonight.
Yeah, he does it so well, you're right, BT. And Geelong have lost their forward structure a bit too. They're allowing the Melbourne spares and Max Gawn to have an influence back there. Jordan Lewis just cutting them off, controlling the footy.
First half of the year, Bruce, 14 intercept marks for Gawn back there. In the last 6 games, he's had 26 intercept marks. He'll be in the hole tonight for sure.
Doing it already, BT, and doing it at both ends too. That goal we saw earlier, Hibbert's kick. It's a free kick. So he gets hand up for a block.
You bumped him under the ball.
Wiedemann's already taken a really strong mark, and you can see there, that's what they were concerned about. His jump at the footy, and that's what you create when you attack the footy in the air like that, and that is a free kick.
You needed to disguise it better, didn't you? Just put your arms up, look as though you're attempting to mark it. But you're right, though.
2 metres.
Such a history in the Wiedemann family at the MCG in September. That's a good kick. They've got the first 4 goals of the match. Well, not the first time Geelong have had shocking starts in recent years of finals. You think back, no goals against the Tigers last year. Against Sydney, they got blown away, didn't they, a couple of years ago? They've had some shocking first quarters in recent years in finals, and this is becoming a shocker. This has gone from a worry to a catastrophe right now.
It's a really good finish under pressure. First final, big goal. He started well.
He has indeed. That'll do his confidence the world of good. Just been told 90,000 in the house, so the first time in history in consecutive days that we've had 2 90,000 crowds. Gawn in the middle, been excellent so far. Dangerfield and Viney, Parfit, looping, handball out wide. Kolajasny goes back, finds a little bit of space for Selwood. Selwood's kick into a dangerous spot to Mitch Duncan. Duncan takes the mark ahead of Bullen. He wants to go round the corner. Ugly little kick it was. Dropped in the end by Vandenberg. Got it to Gawn. Gawn went the long handball. Fritz fell over. Gave Guthrie a little sniff. He made it work, Guthrie. Kept the arms free. An opportunity for O'Connor, who tried to bore a hole through them.
Melbourne are full of confidence right now. But Geelong have lost their composure. That is a brilliant tackle there from Neville Jetta on the hard man from the Cats. But Geelong's ball use now, they are rushing it.
Inside 50, haven't they?
Yep.
Duncan was a good example there, wasn't it? I mean, he had some time to think that through. Little kick by Guthrie. Scott Selwood playing that defensive role. No impact so far tonight. Dangerfield underneath did so well. Menengola got his arms up, got down. So the Cats,
Thank you, Sam.
a catastrophic start
Ryan,
here.
Max.
We talked about it earlier. No goals against the Tigers in the qualifying final in the opening term last year. Again against Sydney the year before in the final. They must hit the scoreboard in the next minute or two here. Murdoch's kick went nowhere. Fritz just sidestepped half it too easily. Harms are out to Salem. Salem just draws over the top to Wiedemann, to Petrarca. He's got a couple of options. This is danger. Hannon got up very high. Held his ground well at the back. O'Connor views away.
Melksham there as well. Little ball out wide. Here go the Cats. Menengola's got it on the wing here. Could have handballed over the top and kept it running down the middle. Goes for Dangerfield. Did well, but a little push, I feel. It was technical from Razor Ray. And a 50-metre penalty. Crowd going berserk out there. Melbourne with the free. Hibberd, the recipient, driving ball. Petrarca in good position, big pack over the back. Melksham was there, picked up by Stewart. No, didn't handle it, ran into Hannon. Buse literally carried over the line by Petrarca. Gee, it was right on the line, wasn't it?
As soon as they see that hand in the middle of the back, they'll pay it every time.
Here he is again, bursting through Dangerfield, willing his way. Great tackle by Brayshaw. Duncan a little slow to react. Taylor, haven't really called his name, to Blitzars. Blitzars bundles the ball out. Scott Selwood got not a great bounce. Jetta with some time, but he will need every bit of it now. If that goes out, that's deliberate. So boundary throwing.
Well, the team with so little experience, so little finals experience, is the one who's had all the composure in this first quarter. And Max Corn's had a big influence in that, but their ball use has been superb.
Keep an eye on Jetta there 2 days. Just looked a little sore, a little handball. Wiedemann puts it down the throat of Melksham. Melksham will have to kick at 50.
What about the punch from Gawn?
Punch from Gawn, and then Petrarca's brilliant little handball.
Don't see that often enough when you've got a dominant ruckman, that big punch forward, especially if your teammates are onto it.
Neville Jetta with an arm problem there. We'll get an update from Daisy in a moment. The runner just came out and told Jake Melksham that time was ticking down. He was in the last 30 seconds. Have a look at this on the bench. Testing the strength of that shoulder as Melksham lines up. This would be their 5th goal right on the quarter-time siren. It's going to test his journey, and it really did test it. In the air here, got to defend. Wiedemann with a juggler. He's been paid the mark, and he'll kick this after the siren. Where were the spoilers? Geelong have been left wondering here in the first quarter, while Melbourne have just attacked. Oh boy, no one got a piece of it.
Now it's a mark.
So Wiedemann, look at this, in front of 90,000 in their first final. He has kicked the goal. He's got 2 in the first quarter. Melbourne, 33-2, lead it by 31 points, and their fans have been sent into a finals frenzy as Jetta gets some attention. Gaz wonders, what a quarter for the Demons.